What's up, party people? It is a Friday, and we are here for the ConnectWise Friday Field Report. My name is Vicki Bruns. I'm joined with my BFF on the Friday Field Report, Will Dowling. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, I am fantastic today. Just kind of recovering from IT Nation Secure. It was great the day I was there. But yeah, where are you? You look like you're in your office today.
I am. Listen, I had a whole shtick planned out. My husband just finished my son's treehouse, and because his birthday was last week, and I was like, I'm gonna scale the rope going into the treehouse, but
Yeah.
then technical Wi-Fi issues. I didn't want to do that again
Oh
to
no.
our viewers, right? I was like, all right, I'll go to a secure Wi-Fi connection. To all of our IT friends out there, listen, if you have any suggestions of Wi-Fi extenders that you'd recommend, give your girl a shout. I need some help. I want to go to more places, explore more of the country with you on these reports.
We need to Wi-Fi Vicky's entire farm for her. Clearly.
Yeah. Listen, I think this is ended up becoming like a cell service, commercial, because no matter where you are, Will, you have the best Wi-Fi. See, I'm setting us up for success again today, right?
Love it. Setting us up for success today. Yeah. I am actually sitting outside in my other garden today because I was like, I'm going to have some fun in my other garden. This is the one that I grow all of the weird and fun stuff. So I've got, rare gingers here. I've got vanilla orchids, my blackberries, which I'm definitely not sitting here eating blackberries during the Friday Field Report. Always fun times.
Why not?
And then I got my buddy Finnegan with me here. Finnegan's just kind of hanging out. So he's Finnegan is 12 years old. He is a self-rescue. So he 12 years ago, he jumped in my car while I was pumping gas. I'd never met him before, and he was like, "Hey, I'd come home with you." And patted him. I was like, "You're nice. You're not my dog." And then he became my dog because he jumped in my car and wouldn't get out.
He must have saw the sucker written in infrared on your forehead,
Right, red across my forehead, exactly. Yeah, 100%.
I've got a few of those myself. I'm sure there's other viewers out there that are, a sucker for awesome rescue cases. But that's a really funny story. Finnegan, good job.
Yeah. And, if anybody else has any self-rescuing animals, we'd love to hear that story too.
Yeah. For sure. So tell me, we've been, I don't know, it's a week past IT Nation Secure and Automation Nation and Grow at this point. We've got some great guests that are joining us today as well, that we're going to be joining us and providing their recaps and their perspectives behind the scenes of the event, which should be really fun. And but before we dig into that, Will, I think we have some updates we wanted to make sure we got across before we jump into the guests of the hour or half hour.
Yeah, absolutely. So I know you've got some ecosystem updates. I do want to go ahead and just before we dive into those, plug the Demystifying AI series. It was one of the coolest things that came out of IT Nation, my opinion. Yeah, my humble opinion. We had the ever awesome Matt Lee and amazing Jason Slagle both join us for a panel, and it might be the best one yet. So if you haven't watched it, go watch it. It's on LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. So hard to miss.
It aired yesterday,
in the world of ecosystem? Yeah, it aired yesterday. It was amazing. I think I've watched it at least 3 times because it was so much fun.
Okay, I'm going to go back and give it a listen too. Yeah. So ecosystem updates. I'm wearing some of my favorite swag that I got from the event. So this is an Infima hat. Not today, hacker. I love their bright pink jerseys too. And then I got some beads. Like this has become a thing in our industry, which I love. OIT, VoIP had some beads, and then Kelsey from Infima gave me an IT Nation bracelet. So anyway, shout out to Kelsey. It was a fun idea. And from an ecosystem perspective, my updates are on June 25th. At 2 p.m. Eastern, there's going to be a webinar that we're doing with Infima and with Zorus to talk about, just quick recap on our panel, because we had the MSP Superpower panel that really centered around AI, cyber, and data. And so want to dig into that a little bit more and see if we can get some tangible takeaways for those who attend that. And then also we recently announced a new certified integrator into our ecosystem. So welcome guards. They have a certified integration into ConnectWise PSA. So we're super excited about that. It's a cybersecurity vendor that was sponsoring IT Nation Secure. And that's it. That's all I've got from an ecosystem standpoint. So I think last thing, I don't know if Peter Kujawa talked to you, but he has a live stream next week on the profitability report. So that's out. Yeah, you can get your copy. It's 30% off if you want the profitability report. I think that's a discount that's available until August. Oh no, sorry. Yes, August 15th.
I think so. I think it's August. Yeah. Friday, or the profitability report's really, really huge. I've actually been reading it myself to gain a lot of information and just knowledge. And there is so much knowledge in that thing. Like, it goes through everything from, from like hyper automation is one of the new topics.
Right, that's a new one.
It talks about profitability, it talks about segmentation. Like, it's really, really good stuff.
Yeah, they have a new correlation between the customer satisfaction and financial performance as well. So, if you want to dig into some tangible data and analytics to help your organization, definitely make sure that you leverage that for sure. Okay,
absolutely.
So Will, we've got some guests. Who do we have on the docket today?
We've got some guests. So can I introduce the first one?
Go for it, man. Do it.
Okay, amazing. So our first guest today is one of my dear friends, Jessica Dimmitt. Jessica, when I started at ConnectWise, was actually one of my team leads, and I sat right beside her and asked her 10,000 questions a day about all of our solutions. So hello.
Hello, everyone. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me. It's about time.
It's great to have you.
She said, what took you so long?
What took you so long? No, I wish I was like in a treehouse or in a garden, but it's about to rain. So I'm trying to not cause any problems. So
I don't blame you at all on that one.
So you've had a few different hats at ConnectWise, right? Starting out with support.
I have. Actually, I even go further back. So I've been with ConnectWise almost for 10 years in December, and I actually started in education on the education team. So I was their coordinator in education, helping pretty much put all the content together for user groups, making sure everything is organized there. Went to support, went to product and engineering, product operations, and now I'm on the events team. So I've had a great evolution of tracks throughout my 10 years of being here at ConnectWise.
Let's say, what teams are you missing at this point? I feel like you've been basically everywhere at this point.
Yeah, I know. I
doing
think
doing the full circuit,
finance or sales. Yeah, for sure.
What did you do before ConnectWise? Did you work in the channel at all, or was this your first kind of go at working with MSPs?
Yeah, this was my first go. I mean, this was pretty much my first big girl job out of college. I worked kind of like some reception jobs and like customer service, but I was like, okay, I need to get out of like the restaurant business and the customer service reception area. And I'm like, okay, let's just do it. So I actually interviewed for the IT Nation team 10 years ago, and I got put on the education team. So it's been a nice little revolution of a door. And now I'm on the IT Nation team, and I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah. And last week was crazy. There was a lot of stuff going on. So you were behind the scenes for all of it. I saw you back there. You guys, I was on the Microsoft keynote, and Jessica was backstage, cool as a cucumber, just like, all right, Vicki, this is how it's going to go down. Are you ready? We got this going. So I feel like for being newer to the IT Nation team, like, you freaking took that position and you made it look effortless. At least that's how it looked on the outside. So
I'm glad it looked effortless, but internally I was so nervous. I mean, I think being my first event in this new role, being in charge of all the content, all the keynotes, I just want to make sure that I'm delivering the best for our community and delivering the best content for our community, getting the best talent for our community. So it's a very humbling experience, but also I was also so scared the whole entire time. But it's been a great experience, and all the comments really have been very positive. So it's easing my nerves a little bit, but I do appreciate that I looked a little bit calm behind the scenes because internally I was sweating. like how we were sweating at the after party, Vicky, dancing it up.
Yeah. There was a cowbell. There was 80s hair theme going on. It was a lot of fun. And
yes.
Yeah, I felt like we were all leaving it out there on the dance floor. There were a couple partners out there that were, raging the whole night. And then there was the DDR dance pad that I feel like watching Jason Slagle in a tutu rocking that DDR game was pretty funny.
I had to do a double take. Great. I was like, wait a minute, who just walked by? And then I'm like, wait a minute. And his hair was like down too. It wasn't in like a ponytail like usual. So it's like, oh, okay. But I mean, there was some crazy things that happened at Secure. We also had to deal with a fire drill in the middle of everything. So that was always this fun experience of like, okay, what do we do now? So, can never predict what's going to happen.
What do you think was the biggest takeaway from the partners? Like when you read the partner feedback, because I know you've been going through a lot of the surveys, what's your take on what their sentiment is?
A lot of the great comments that we've gotten is how we really diversified the content this time at Secure. We didn't really try to do one lane. We really tried to expand it. And I really give a lot of credit to our content team that really helped go through it, as well as our cybersecurity advisory council. They really gave us a lot of insight and input on what we can really bring our content to the next level at this conference. So I really give a lot of credit to that. And I think really having very diverse content, also offering Automation Nation pre-conference, IT Nation Grow as pre-conference. So having a lot of opportunities to network within our community and also expand our community, I think was a huge highlight for sure.
Yeah. Will, what questions do you have? I know that you were there, you joined us on site.
Yeah.
What are your questions for Jess?
So, this was kind of your first time, I guess, almost back in this, like you kind of went full circle. What were kind of some of your takeaways that as you were kind of getting into the seat, that you realized, hey, this is something that we can iterate on and make even more awesome?
Yeah, I mean, we've heard so much about content and wanting to diversify and make it better. So actually on site at Secure, we had a group meeting to be like, okay, how can we do this and how can we build a better track system throughout all of our conferences to make it just easier for our partner base to be able to filter out? Because I think a lot of the time we try very hard to make like the best track names and trying to make it like so diverse, but then also it confuses a lot of people. So we're going to actually bring it back to being like, okay, what can we do for our tracks and making it just simpler for our audience? So if someone does come into this conference for the first time, they know that they can just filter by, oh, I'm in sales and marketing. Oh, I'm in service. Like, so making it a lot more user-friendly is my biggest thing. And the biggest takeaway. And that's what we're really going to focus on for IT Nation City, that's happening soon, as well as Connect, and just trying to see how it works. And then that could ultimately just forego what our future is going to look like in the future at all of our events.
I like that.
I love that.
Yeah.
Simplifying, making things easier is something that we always want to do, right?
For sure.
Especially whenever
easier said than done sometimes.
Yeah. Exactly.
I don't want to complicate it. Like, we don't need to complicate it more. There's so much content happening at these events that if we can make it a little bit simpler, then why not do it?
Yeah.
I love it. Love it, love it, love it.
So tell us a little bit about what things are coming up that you want to make sure that the community knows about. What do we want to get out there?
Yeah, we have so much going on, but some really big key things that are happening. And like I said, we had a fire drill during IT Nation Secure. So this is actually fresh, hot off the press, is that on June 27th, we are going to be doing a live LinkedIn series of all the sessions that were offered during round 5. So we will be doing that and offering that along with the AI series that Will just talked about. We're actually going to be weaving that into the agenda. So everything's going to be a consistent live happening that day. So whoever wants to jump in watch it. They do not have to have gone to Secure. This is open to our community. So it's
Super
actually
cool.
a really great opportunity to see what sessions can be potentially at our conferences. So I think it's just great that we're offering that opportunity to not just IT Nation Secure attendees, but to everybody. Which is great. Some other big things is we have IT Nation Sydney happening in August. So August 21st to 23rd, IT Nation Sydney is happening. I'm super excited. I actually get to go, so I'm like super pumped. Cross that off the bucket list, right? But early bird pricing does end the end of July. So July 26th, early bird pricing is ending. So please get in if you want to do that. And then IT Nation Connect is coming up. We're already starting to hit the ground running on that planning. So November 6th through the 8th in Orlando. And I hope to see everybody there. And then also just like dive in. Automation Nation still is hot and heavy as well. So we have that happening in Q3 and in Q4.
Okay.
I love it.
Just a few things. Folks, there's a lot of great stuff. And as Jessica mentioned, we're trying to make it easier for you to get to these events by pairing them into one another. So man, that's really exciting. It sounds like if you act now, you can get some good offers. So don't wait till the last minute. Make sure that you register. And hey, I want to go to Sydney. Can you fit us in your backpack?
Yeah, come on in. And then you just talked about promos, which is awesome that you said that. So if anybody does join the waitlist for IT Nation Connect, you do get 25% off. So that is an awesome promo there. So please join that waitlist, and we'll have registration up shortly.
Okay, for North America, right?
North America. Yeah.
Okay, very cool. All right. Well, thanks for joining us, Jessica. It's always great to see you.
Yeah.
And it's, by the way, I started in December too. In 2014. So you and I are
very,
like right
we're
there.
very close. Yeah. My first December 1st was my first day, 2013. So
yeah. Oh, 2013. Okay. All right. Dang, girl, it goes by fast. All right. Well, Jessica, you can stick around to the end if you want. We're going to bring in Tanja. Tanja is the director for our sales engineering team for the cybersecurity at ConnectWise. Hey, Tanja, it's good to have you back on the Friday Field Report. How are you?
Hello, Vicky, Will, Jessica. Great to see you all. We've had a pleasure of seeing each other in person last week, but it's great to be here virtually. Not from the field per se, but from the backyard of Oldsmar, Florida, Tampa Bay area. Most people don't know where Oldsmar is. So I'm excited to be here and be talking to you all, as well as all of our listeners today.
Yeah, for sure. And Jessica, you're welcome to hang out with us, or, I know you got things you got to do too. So you want to hang out? You're leaving? All right.
I'll just leave. Sister. I don't need to add to the crowd. I want to give Tanja all the time she deserves.
All right.
Thank you again.
Thanks for joining.
All right.
Awesome.
So Tanja, yeah, go ahead, Will.
I was saying we've got Tanja. Tanja is also one of my favorite people at ConnectWise. Tanja, for those of you who don't know you, tell us a little bit about you.
Oh, that is the $1 million question. Who is Tanja, and what is Tanja all about? Well, Tanja leads the phenomenal sales engineering team here at ConnectWise that deals with cyber and data protection. So lots in store when it comes to the product side of our things. But Tanja is also a mom of 2 beautiful, phenomenal children. But in addition to that, one thing that I'm very passionate about is women in tech, women in cyber, and to really be a voice for those that are not quite there yet, are thinking about it, but maybe don't have the courage to step into that side of the business yet. So that's pretty much what Tanja is.
Love it.
Well, Tanja, and before coming to ConnectWise, you have extensive experience working in the cybersecurity industry and in this channel. Can you give us a quick background on what brought you to ConnectWise? What was your story here, leading you here?
I've had a great journey. I come from the financial side of the business. That was where I got my first degree, and that's where I learned a lot about the business side of things, finances, leadership, all of that good stuff. But then when I had my daughter, I decided, you know what, that doesn't necessarily fulfill me. And I looked back and I reflected and thought to myself, what makes me happy? And what made me happy was always tinkering around with technology and things like that. And so I realized, well, I'm bringing this new child into the world. I need to be able to protect this child of mine. So what should I be doing? So I decided to go back and study cybersecurity, right? Second degree, fresh new start for me. So it's never too late to start over again, in my opinion. But what was great throughout my career journey the second time around was that I started first at an MSP, where I really learned what an MSP was, how it functions, how it runs, all the challenges and benefits that come from an MSP side of the business. Ended up going from the MSP over to a vendor, a security vendor, where I got to work with ConnectWise very closely, do different training sessions, events, and whatnot. And then finally, it's been 4 years now since I've been with ConnectWise, leading our phenomenal sales engineering teams. And it has been a great journey. Why did I want to come to ConnectWise? I just love the vision and where we're going with our solutions and the platform that we're building that's earth-shattering, in my opinion. And this is what got me excited, plus the passion to really serve our MSPs and to be in the driver's seat of making the right decisions for our MSPs when it comes to our products, right? And how we go to business and how we support the MSPs. This is why I'm here. I'm passionate about them. I'm passionate about what else we'll be able to help them with, all of our MSPs and all their end customers that they serve as well. So 4 years now at ConnectWise.
I can't believe it. I remember when you first came in, and it doesn't feel like it's been that long. And if you know Tanja, or you're just meeting Tanja for the first time, passion and her exuberance and for the cybersecurity space and for women in tech and for MSPs in general, it just shows through in everything that you do, Tanja. Tell us a little bit about your experience at Secure. I know you were on a women in cybersecurity panel. Oh, hey, well, that was even quicker.
Hey.
He wants to hear about the panel. This is why
I do. I want to hear everything about the panel.
That was amazing.
He thought he was going to get off easy, but unfortunately he heard women in tech panel, so he jumps back in. Well,
have to. I'm so excited.
It was an exciting panel. I had the pleasure of serving on a panel of some incredible women, Gwen Shai, Joy Beeland, Lisa Shore, and our very own Natalie Suarez. And we talked about some of the challenges that you face as a woman in tech, as a woman in cyber, right? And we openly talked about those challenges and perception and different things, right? What really touched me, and going into it, I didn't think this was going to happen, was all these incredible women that actually joined to watch that session. When they came up to me, and men as well, came up to me, and the feedback that they gave me, how my messaging really resonated with them, right? Because I don't sugarcoat it. I say how it is, right? I'm a mom, I'm in tech. I have lived all the challenges in the book that you can think of as a woman in tech. But the one thing that I wanted to point out to all of those people that were joining the session is there's typically this stigma in that side of the business that there's a B word that you have to be in order to either start or survive, right? And so I wanted to poll the audience and say, well, what is the B word that you think about, right, as a woman in tech, right? Some of them were not PG. But the B word that I think about is bold. You have to be bold to be in this industry, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can everyone be bold? Absolutely. You have to channel the inner you and not take no for an answer, and create opportunities for yourself and speak up. Don't ever be shy about speaking up for what's right, for what your passion is. And I'm very vocal. I am. The two of you know me very
No,
well.
you're not. What?
So the B word, in my opinion, is being bold. And I want everyone listening to our session today to really take that away. Whether you have someone on your team that you want to empower to be more bold, or anyone in your not necessarily immediate teams, right, that you know that you work with, that you can mentor to become more bold, please do that. And for those that don't feel like they have anyone, reach out to me on LinkedIn. I'm happy to give you some feedback and give you some guidance and some mentorship, which we're doing here at ConnectWise as well. So fun fact,
Yes.
we started a Women in Tech mentorship program because of this passion that I have for all of us to make that change. So find me on LinkedIn. If you have no one to mentor you, or if you don't feel comfortable with anyone in your team, I'm always happy to provide that mentorship.
I love that. Thank you so much, Tanja. And for those of you out there, yes, what started as an idea is now a full-fledged mentorship program at ConnectWise. And it's for the women within our organization. Would love to branch out, right? We all need mentors or mentees from time to time.
Me too.
But yeah, any other takeaways that you want to leave us with, Tanja, before we sign off and get ready for the weekend?
So all of these events that ConnectWise puts together are absolutely phenomenal, right? You get to meet different type of people within the industry. You get to talk about their challenges. You get to see about, the ideas that have worked for them and where they have taken risks. And so I urge everyone to start thinking about IT Nation Connect. But at the same time, I urge everyone to start thinking about submitting for certain content that they want to deliver. What I want to see more of is a lot of more women stepping up and submitting content to deliver. So I'm on a personal journey here to start picking people individually and urging them to go out there and submit sessions. And if you don't feel comfortable doing a session alone, let me know. I'm happy to come in and co-present. But please, if you want to be bold and think outside the box, reach out to me and let's do a joint session at IT Nation Connect. So that is my takeaway. That is what I want everyone to get away from this session, period.
All right. So we're going to see Tanja on 100 sessions at IT Nation Connect. That's the goal. That's the goal. Also,
I will make time.
The other piece of feedback I would give to that, I have never submitted for a session before IT Nation Secure. I'd never done it. Got accepted, ended up doing a panel. So if you're doing it for the first time, panels are partnering with somebody else is a great way to break in. Yeah. And then that way, when you get your footing, you can go in and submit to do one yourself. But yeah, those are great pieces of advice for sure.
I'm so excited for IT Nation Connect Tanja edition. It's going to be so much fun.
It is. Every edition so far was fun, but this one is going to be even better.
I love it.
All right. Well, listen, we're over time. I know we started a little late, but Will, is there anything else we have on the docket that we wanted to talk about?
I think we've covered everything today, which is super exciting. So for those of you who have tuned in, thank you. We appreciate it. Even with some of the technical snafus, like my phone almost catching on fire a minute ago. Good times. I'm glad you're here for all of our snafus and adventures to share with us. It's always fun to bring these to you. We will see everybody, hopefully, as long as we don't have any more technical issues, on Friday, June 28th for the next Friday Field Report. I'm so excited. So you never know what you're going to see. Stay tuned. We'll see you then.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Take care.